Hello, I'm going to keep on rolling right on through the homework assignment for Perfect Competition, Chapter 23. From your point of view, that's why I'm wearing the same clothes I was wearing when I posted the other videos, is because it's 5 minutes later. Or maybe I'm just dressing the same each day while I'm stuck at home for coronavirus. I'm not telling. Anyway, number 1. I started off with 23, number 1. Explain why each of the following examples is not a perfectly competitive industry. So this is just a chance to review the characteristics of perfect competition. A, one firm produces a large portion of the industry's total output, but there are many firms in the industry and their products are indistinguishable. Firms can easily exit and enter the industry. This would be not perfect competition. Most likely it would not be perfect competition, and the reason would be is because of the comment that there's one firm producing a large portion of the industry's output. That would imply that this firm, this large firm, is maybe a price maker, and our perfect competitors are price takers. So that's why we would say this is not likely perfect competition, is because we do have a price maker in the industry. Letter B, there are many buyers and sellers in the industry. Consumers have equal information about the prices of firms' products, which differ moderately in quality from firm to firm. So what do we think? Is this a perfect competitor if there's a distinguishable product? Well, if there's a distinguishable product, at least perceived, that would mean that people would be willing to pay more for one that they perceive as better. And if that's the case, then you're losing the price taker aspect by having the distinguishable product. Thinking back, as I say, maybe I could say something to clarify about letter A. A large firm would then be able to flood the market and affect the price that the firms could get. In letter A, okay, so in letter A, the reason that they be a price maker is because of the scale the firm has in the market, the size the firm has in the market could make them have the power to flood the market and affect price. That's why A the large firm that could affect price would make it not perfect competition. Here in B, what would make it not perfect competition is the other aspect, and that is that distinguishing product quality means there could be distinction in price, and then we don't have our perfectly competitive market anymore. So that's why differences in quality imply pricing power, not an indistinguishable product. Letter C. Many taxicabs compete in a city. The city's government requires all taxicabs to provide identical service. Taxicabs are nearly identical, and all drivers must wear a designated uniform. I wonder if they can have that Crown air freshener on the dashboard and the bead backrest. If you've seen Men in Black, obviously that's a hilarious joke. Okay. Anyway, so let's say they're all identical. The government also enforces a binding limit on the number of taxicab companies that can operate within the city's boundaries. So is this perfect competition? Even if they're all required to have the same air freshener and the same backrest, we would lose the perfectly competitive nature of this industry by that last piece, the government limiting the number of buyers and sellers. That necessarily doesn't mean that there's a small or a large number. We don't know what it's limited at, I don't believe. It doesn't say. But it does mean that it's not easy entrance, easy exit, because the government's going to limit the entrance and exit. And if it's not easy entrance and easy exit, that means that price can't adjust the way that we did on our model. So that tells me that this is not a perfectly competitive industry because we have lost the ease of entry and exit. Good luck with that. This was written before Lyft and Uber, wasn't it? So I'm going to stop there and do a separate video for each question.